Hello everyone, this is Matt from Real World Review, and today we're going to replace a screen on the Google Pixel 5. Just so you know, the display that I'm buying, it comes with a frame, though I don't really recommend using the frame. I recommend retaining your own frame, but that is something to think about when you are buying a new screen. Either way, the tools that you're going to need are going to be a razor blade, a plastic pick, a playing card, heat, glue, and some clamps. That's it. So the first thing you're going to do is obviously turn off the phone, but then you're going to heat up the screen and you're going to use a razor blade to kind of lift up the screen just a little bit, and then you're going to use the playing card or a pick to cut through the adhesive. Obviously be careful around broken glass, but pretty much what you want to do is carefully go around just the trim of it. You don't want to go under the screen, especially if you're trying to retain the screen and not break it. Ultimately, the only thing you really have to worry about is the connections on the bottom and the display cable on the left side. You shouldn't have to worry too much about the earpiece if you're not going in too far. Once you get rid of all of that, the screen will lift up to the left side, and then you can carefully lift up this little metal piece to expose where the display plugs in. And then you want to carefully lift it up, make sure not to damage any of the components on the top area, and we can separate the screen. Next, you can start removing the adhesive, but technically it doesn't matter because the screen that I did buy does have a frame, so I don't really have to worry about that. I'll just end up removing that first. But if you didn't buy the screen with the frame, you want to be careful to make sure to preserve the frame that is on the phone so then you can use it for the new screen. Either way, the places that we're going to be applying glue is pretty much going to be the same area, so whether you have the frame or not doesn't really matter. This video will still help you out. But what we're going to do is we're going to carefully plug in the display, power on the phone, and make sure that it not only works, but it also touches. And it looks like it does. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the display. We are going to remove the frame. Again, you can skip over this if you're going to continue using this frame. And we're going to carefully lift it up, and the adhesive should kind of come off. You might have to clean up some of that adhesive if it doesn't come off. There are some clips that go into this, so you kind of have to break through those, or they should just lift out like they did for me. Either way, carefully remove that, remove all the adhesive that's attached to it, and then we should be ready to move the other things. So sometimes this works, other times this doesn't, so I personally just buy another earpiece, but you do have to move over this earpiece if you don't have one. So we can remove it like this, and just make sure that you expose the adhesive so that it kind of sticks onto the screen, or more onto the frame, but you want to make sure that it stays in either way. So we're going to carefully set this back into the phone like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully set the screen down just so that I can get the speaker to stick onto the screen, so then when I put the screen down, it lines up properly. And now it looks fine. I do recommend using some adhesive to kind of stick it down into the phone if this is a little bit difficult for you, but for me it worked out. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the glue to the edges of the phone, pretty much on the black area where the frame is, or I guess green if you have the Sage one, I think. But yeah, just make sure to go all the way around the screen. There's nothing you can really damage there. Then once you add all that glue, we can plug in the display like this. We can put this little metal cover back on, making sure that it clips in. Then last thing we want to do is power on the phone, make sure that the screen works, and it looks like it does. Power it off, and then we can set the screen down like this. Lastly, we want to apply clamps. I recommend 3 to 5. I did 3 in this case on each side. And the last step pretty much is to let this sit for about 2 hours. And once it's done setting, you want to take off those clamps, clean up any adhesive, and then enjoy using the phone. Hopefully this video helped you out. Social media is listed above. And as always, thanks for watching.